Guys, what is up? We're back. Guys,
Welcome in.
the Webinar Seminar has begun. Welcome to the very first episode of this newly rebranded Webinar Seminar. This was a podcast just for Spotify. Now we're converting it over to a YouTube channel where we're going to do live streams. Dave is going to be editing some smaller short form videos for us. And we're going to break down everything nerdy, movies, TV shows, comics, whatever cursed VHS tape Wade finds that week or a book that Jacob's reading. So I've got some super awesome co-hosts with me. Dave, the VHS aficionado. Dave, man, our VHS hero. Dave, how's it going?
Going well. I'm so glad to be here. I'm ready to hit the ground running with this.
We're back. We back. And of course, we got Jacob Stall Naked, the cinematic master of all time. Jake, how's it going?
Truly want to be here.
You truly want to be here. Dude, nice. Well, guys, it's been pretty crazy the last few months. We didn't have any episodes going on. How are you guys feeling about being back? Oh, we already got comments, guys.
We got comments.
Sweet. Hey, it's good to be back. We took a little break because, lost the pod for a little bit, but we got it back, and we're ready.
Come on, Spotify for creators. What happened?
So did the pod disappear?
It still existed in the ether, in the world, in the internet, but
somewhere.
It was out there, but I had no access to it. I had no clue how to get it back. But we're switching to YouTube, so it's all good. But it is going to be on Spotify. We did figure out how to upload just one clip. So that's going to be nice. No editing for Dave. So, yeah, it's going to be sick.
I'm also watching it on my phone.
You're currently watching it.
You're still watching it.
So, Dave, what's your VHS story of the week? We always start off with an awesome VHS story, a find. Maybe Wade finds something at Goodwill. Wade, what would you call yourself these days?
You can call it a reseller, but I'm also a collector of nostalgia and biggest thing is VHS, right now.
Yeah.
So I love that kind of retro feel in my collection. So
yeah, dude. So you have a story for us this week, Wade? We'll sit back and relax. You could put some groovy tunes on for your little story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's see. Do we have some groovy tunes?
Oh. Ooh.
So, you guys know that back in the day, they used to send out what are called screener or promotional tapes to, say, Hollywood Video or Blockbuster so that they could show them in the store and kind of give a preview for any customers so they can see it up on the screen, when, it only shows clips and stuff. They're rare now to find. I've sold a lot of them, like Rugrats and that kind of stuff and other cartoons. Well, I found one in actually in an eBay. Someone in eBay was selling a lot, and I bought it because I saw this tape. And this was sent by JCPenney's to libraries. It's Barney's love to read with Barney.
Yeah.
And it was sent by JCPenney's to libraries to help kids read, so it's kind of a cool thing. But apparently there's not many of them because on eBay currently I'm the only one. And so there's been a few listings in the past, and one of them went for $688.
The frick? Did you sell it? Did you list this?
I've listed it for $700. So I'm the only one. So we'll see what happens, But
dude, yes.
Oh, wait, how much was the lot that it came in?
$35. Boom, score.
You're buying us dinner.
So wait, who would buy that?
That's my question always. But right now it has 8 watchers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and 100 views. So
dude, yes.
People are interested in it. It's the thing is it's very rare.
Dang.
It was probably only town, and this was in 1993. So it was probably only towns that had both a library and a JCPenney. You know what I mean? So it's count the JCPenney's in the country, and that's how many tapes of this there are.
Oh my gosh.
And who knows if even all of them did it, so.
Dude, wow. That's insane. I hope you make $700 and then you can split it with us because it was part of the story. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that way.
A little profit.
So guys, in the live chat, please shoot in your questions about what we're talking about today. We're going to answer those at the very end of the live stream. Super exciting to be here with you guys, man. This is so cool. I can't believe we're actually doing this, Wade. Wade has agreed to become our producer. A little clap for Wade. Thank you, Wade. So that's very exciting. Jacob is definitely our co-host here on the pod. So we're going to try to be the main three on here, but we do have other guys that are going to try to be on. We got Colin, my cousin. We got Log, my brother. We got my friend Aaron. We've got Micah Smith, my brother-in-law. And then Elijah Smith, my brother-in-law's brother. So we got tons of people. Maybe other people will want to get on. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're super excited.
Many web heads out there who have listened to older episodes know these guys. They're part of the Web Nation. Yeah. They always come in with their hot takes and great content.
Hot takes. Yeah, we love those guys. We're just super excited for the future. We've already got the next episode planned. We're going to be talking about the Oscars next week, Jacob. I know you're super excited for that. Have you watched them all yet?
No.
Have you watched all the Oscars?
6 out of 10.
Let's go.
That's not bad.
Let's go.
But I could probably run down the others. I know what they're about. So.
Yeah. Sweet, guys. So before we get into our main topic, let's talk about some movies and shows we've been watching recently. What have you guys been into? Let's start with Jake. Jake, what you been watching recently? TV shows, movies?
My wife and I have been watching a show on Apple TV Plus called Shrinking. It's about.
I've heard that's good.
It is really good. It's definitely TVMA. There's nothing really inappropriate except there's lots of language. So don't watch it around the kids. But otherwise, it's that. Anyways, it's about three therapists that share an office. And the one who owns the office is played by Harrison Ford. He's the main character. Well, he's the main character with Jason Segal's character. And his whole thing, what the show starts is he decides to be more active in his patients' lives by pretty much breaking the rules. Therapists have very strict rules about their boundaries with clients. They never really talk outside of sessions. And he's like, I have 4 clients who really need me. I'm going to get intimately involved in their lives and try to fix their problems. So he moves one client into his house. He insists on another one. He's like, you should, leave your husband instead of trying to tell her to fix it. It's a bunch of ridiculous stuff, and a lot of it backfires, but a lot of it gets some growth. Anyways, it's been pretty fun because my wife is in school to become a therapist, and and has worked in a clinic for 4 or 5 years now. And so
how does she feel about it? Does it make her uncomfortable?
No,
the guy's like breaking the rules.
It's a comedy, so it's played for laughs, even though there's kind of heartfelt moments. But mostly every episode, she's like, "Yeah, he really shouldn't do that. That's really bad." But then there's good stuff, and she's like, "Wow, those are good boundaries." That's because other people are telling him actually do. Anyways, Harrison Ford feels that he's ridiculously good. He's funny. He plays a gruff old guy who has Parkinson's, and as the show is progressing, it's getting worse, and he's kind of facing his mortality. It's pretty good. It's
So it's like a therapist that takes matters into his own hands, like gets in, like tries to fix the situation physically, right? Is that
which you really shouldn't? Yeah, exactly. Which you really shouldn't do. But so there's lots of misadventures with him.
Dang. Dave, what about you? What you been watching? Anything recently?
Yeah, so if old time Web Nation will remember, Mary and I were going through our Star Wars chronological watch. We finished that last year. Took about a year, but it was really fun. And now we're on Marvel, and we decided to nix the Daredevil and
don't tell me. Come on.
Daredevil and Iron Fist and all the Luke Cage and all those, because we already watched Daredevil 2 years ago, so we were good on that. But then we decided to keep in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's been the highlight really of the watch. Like, I did not realize how good it is.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. We're in season 3, and it's pretty fun, and I can't believe how much it connects to the MCU actually.
It does every season, right?
Yeah,
people love that show.
I didn't realize. Yeah, it's really fun actually.
I love how people are
some
always
great characters in there.
They're always like, when is what's the one character Daisy
Sky,
or whatever.
Daisy
Yeah,
Johnson,
when's she coming into the MCU? It's like everybody.
It is getting like more and more power heavy, like with the Inhumans and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like power people over normal people. But
yeah,
it's super good.
Dude, nice. Let's see what I've been watching. Recently I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which has been good. I'm kind of on the first season, so it's kind of like that first season vibe where you got to get through the first season, kind of. I kind of like The Office and like Parks and Rec. So hopefully it gets funnier for me. We'll see. I'm still indifferent on it. But I recently watched 500 Days of Summer. That was hard to watch. That's like a relationship movie where it's basically like, it's not the right person, but the guy is just like in love with her, but she's like not about him type. Like she dates him for like a month or whatever, So it's with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel. So very interesting. And I finally watched Wicked. So you can be happy, Jake, that I watched Wicked finally. It was okay. I mean, the music's real. I mean, obviously it's really well made. I mean, it's just, and I also watched Gladiator 2. So yeah. And I was kind of indifferent on that one as well. I just felt like it kind of ruined the first one a little bit, but I don't know.
I just thought of a new segment I could do. I watch a lot of animal movies, and usually most of them are terrible. I watched The Bear. You ever heard of it?
Not The Bear, the show.
No,
the bear like the cooking, like the chef.
No, The Bear, 1983, like movie about the 1800s of Canada with like a bear. Don't watch it. Just
you said it was terrible, right?
It was bad. Yeah.
1983. Yeah, it looks like it sucks.
Yeah, it's not worth your time. It was
Gary Busey.
No, he wasn't in it.
Yeah,
he was.
Busey as Bear Bryant.
What? No,
that's so
it was about a literal bear, like an animal bear.
Oh yeah, no, this is about football.
What?
There's another movie called The Bear.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
that's so funny. Yeah, Wade, The Bear, classic.
Yeah, skip it.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Well, guys, we've got a lot to talk about. There's so much new movies coming out, new shows. For superhero content. That's just specifically what we're talking about today. There's obviously Star Wars. There's lots of other crazy stuff we could be talking about, the Oscars. I thought this would just be a perfect first episode because it's kind of the beginning of the year. Only one of these has come out already. So we can talk a little bit about that if you guys have seen it or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, we talk about what we truly, truly want. I forgot to say that. That's what we do here on the pod. We talk about what we truly, truly want. The fans know. That's our phrase. But yeah, let's start off with our first and foremost Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the animated show. The first, I believe, few episodes are already released. Have you guys watched this yet?
I've missed it.
I've missed
it. Oh, man. I've already watched it. I've already watched up to all the released episodes. I finished today.
Is it good?
And it's kind of like it's like an alternate MCU. You know what I'm saying? It's like an alternate MCU where instead of Tony Stark, it's Norman Osborn, like kind of like helping Spider-Man. So it's interesting that it's not like people were sad that it wasn't like before Spider-Man Homecoming, but it's just another alternate. MCU's too scared to do anything canon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I noticed that what is this? The third MCU animated show now? And
yeah.
I know What If is canon, but the whole thing is other universes.
It's outside of it, yeah.
And then X-Men 97 is barely an MCU thing. It's just a continuation of the old show. And that was fantastic. But I think I would have watched this like premiere day if it was really like, hey, here's the first year of Tom Holland's Spider-Man's life.
That would have been sick.
And then they could work in some of, because Spider-Man has a rogues gallery that dozens that they're never going to use in all the movies.
They could do all the ground level stuff.
Villains.
Only ground level, small villains. Yeah.
I think I would have liked that. It's cool that they took it unique, but it hasn't gotten me to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun because it's also kind of that annoying thing where it's like everybody's Iron Man now, so it's kind of like he has Norman Osborn giving him the suits. That was kind of a complaint of the MCU in general, Spider-Man. So now it's like it's kind of the same thing. He's getting all of his suits, technology from the Oscorp, So I don't know. It's fine. It's cool. Daredevil's in it. Doctor Strange, Iron Man. There's like so many cameos, like superhero wise. Tons of villains as well. So I've liked it so far. It's fine. You know, Spider-Man cartoons get kind of a lot of people into Spider-Man too. Like every generation kind of feels like they have their own Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's always a Spider-Man cartoon.
There always
on
is.
TV.
Yeah.
So
for me, it was like the Drake Bell one that was on Disney Channel. That's the one that I started watching on long time ago. But there's even ones before that. Obviously, there's like the '90s one. There's tons. So yeah, the next property is Invincible season 3, which we've had the first. Is it 2 episodes out already or 3 episodes?
3. It was 3.
First 3 episodes out already. Have you guys checked this out at all, Jake?
Yeah,
Wade,
I
no?
I watched the first 3 episodes last Thursday, and I've never read the comic, and I've avoided spoilers.
Yeah.
So I was pretty shocked with a lot of the plot twists. My brother was telling me that starting in like the beginning of season 3, it would start to get really really crazy. And joking. I mean the first 3 episodes almost felt like an entire season in one.
I mean, it's like a movie.
It was like a long movie. Yeah. It was fantastic.
I like that it's not afraid to go long. It's like, what are they, like 45-minute episodes?
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
And this is an animated show. Like, what the heck? Like, Disney Plus could never, you know?
Yeah. Well, and what I like about Invincible too is I was telling Sarah this, because the way it's animated, which is cheap looking, admittedly, but that's so they can pay for every character to be voiced by like an A-lister.
Yeah. It's all crazy actors. Yeah.
But it's reminiscent of, you know, like what you were talking about, old cartoons that you watched that kind of got you into stuff like this.
Yeah.
But it has the writing. It has the writing that will captivate an adult with, you know, deep themes, and it's also really violent, which is which is funny to see in that style of animation. Definitely not for kids though. That's why I really like it. It kind of brings that young spirit of, you know, here's this hopeful superhero in this nice cartoon, and but here's a really dark world he lives in. And those first 3 episodes were fantastic of the new season.
I just love how it's set up as well. It's like, I wish other shows would kind of take that format of, it's like you plop this like unique character into a different type of world almost. It's like, yeah, he's like so innocent to what's in the first season, at least, you know.
Sure, yeah.
But I just read through the entire comic run, and I freaking loved it. Written by Robert Kirkman. He did Walking Dead. I'm reading Walking Dead right now. So I finished Invincible. Now I'm reading I have all 4 omnibuses or whatever, you know.
Dude, that's tough. That's a tough read.
Walking Dead, dude. The Walking Dead ones are like, the bubbles are just filled with words every page. It's like reading a book.
But it's like a bad word every other word. You know?
Yeah. At least Invincible, you'd have maybe like sometimes a whole page of just pictures. You know what I mean? But Walking Dead is insane. I mean, but you can tell the writers are having fun. You know, they're switching some things around from the comics, which I actually like what they're doing.
Can you give an example of something they switched recently?
Something they switched. Trying to think.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is Oliver, as he is in the show, the way he is in the comics?
No, so he's a little bit different. So in the comics, he is like terrible, like has no remorse about anything. In the show, he's like crying. He's like, "Oh, I just killed these people," you know, like he's so sad about what. In the comics, he's like, "These humans are stupid," you know, like has no remorse whatsoever about what it gets worse, which I won't spoil it, but you know.
Okay. I kind of figured that's the path they were going on, but that struck me as something they might have fleshed out or changed for the show.
I'm trying to think of what else they've changed. Like, in the show, when Rex almost died, you know, in the comics he dies. So they changed it. So I think they're keeping him around. So interesting. I don't know.
I did think that was funny. A huge fight where the 3 of them got, you know, practically killed, and then they all managed to come back. I was like, that is the most superhero show thing I've ever seen.
So it's
interesting to know it was different.
Yeah, Dave, we do have some comments about Invincible. Should we read them now?
Yeah, I mean, I could bring them up real quick. Sporto says he's watched it. Invincible is solid, he says.
Nice.
But Deep Chocolate says the fight between Invincible and Conquest is going to be crazy in season 3.
Yes. I hope that's the season finale. Oh, and dude, did you hear who's rumored to play Conquest?
No, I don't know who Conquest is. So
okay, well, Conquest is like this old guy, but I won't spoil it. But who's playing him is it Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad? I'm like, oh, that voice is so perfect. Yeah. Oh my gosh, because I could just hear his voice being like, hey, come on, kid.
Here's what we're gonna do, Mark.
From Breaking Bad, obviously. So,
yeah. Sporto says Rex is a fan favorite.
Rex is
for sure.
Rex is terrible.
I think he's had a pretty good character growth.
He has a good arc, yes, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I like him too. He's hilarious, obviously. But yeah, there's so much stuff I could spoil, but I'm not going to talk. It's so good.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm so excited about it. Yeah. So
okay, so if you've read the books,
yeah,
how far do you think they are in? That's something I want to know.
Dude, they're still on the first how do you say it? Compendium. They're still on the first one. So they said they're doing 8 seasons. So it's like every 3 seasons is a book, I'm assuming. Almost. Wow. Every 1.5
That's awesome.
Every 2.5 is a book, I'm assuming. So that's pretty insane, dude. If they can pull it off, I think they can. It's super popular, I think. I don't know the numbers on it, but I'm excited. So yeah, that wraps up Invincible. Now we're getting into territory, some things that are not out yet. So we're just going based off of trailers, what we've seen, leaked images, whatever, right? So let's get into this. We got Daredevil Born Again. We do have a trailer for this. Dave, I know have you seen Daredevil, the original Netflix show?
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
What are your expectations of this? Did you like the trailer?
I'll be honest. I hope it's so good, and the trailer really looks amazing. You know, I hope it's reminiscent of the old show. I don't want Daredevil from She-Hulk in there at all.
The Walk of Shame
was great.
Not really.
The lawyer stuff was good in She-Hulk because he roasted her. I think he was a better lawyer.
Yeah, I hope it's a good mix of lawyer and the action, but the action does look brutal, and it's crazy that he's meeting with Fisk.
Teaming up.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, Punisher being back. I mean, that John Bernthal. I mean, that's gonna be great,
dude. And Bullseye. Oh,
yeah,
so cool. Jake, how do you feel about it? Did you like the trailer?
Yeah, I just recently rewatched the original 3 seasons, and the Defenders with my wife. And,
seriously.
And because she had never seen it, and I knew this was something I really was looking forward to, and I was like, I want to watch this so we can, experience the new one together. And I think it looks great. Obviously, it's going to have to put its money where its mouth is. It looks good. Everybody's there and seems to be involved.
Yep.
So just kind of stick the landing.
They just got they got to stick the landing. Exactly. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. I was watching a video where kind of the guy who took over Daredevil Born Again, he was kind of saying this show's a little bit different, and so it got people a little worried because he was saying kind of this version's more violent and less navel gazing, which I guess kind of means staring at each other and being somber moments and I've never heard that term before, but
I read his comments, the ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he pretty much taking it out of context, he makes it sound like the talking in the old show was boring, and this one will be all violence. I think he was a little more trying to say it's a little less filler, and I think he worded it the wrong way.
Hopefully,
his intent seemed to be that it would be a faster paced show.
For sure, yeah.
Because there's some of the best scenes in the old show are, characters talking. Daredevil and Frank on the roof. In season 2,
that's the best.
Daredevil and Father Lantom in season 3, discussing their faith. I mean, there's a lot of really good conversations, and I don't think he was saying that stuff was bad. I think he was just trying to say it's going to be a different show, and that's something. The Daredevil show had 3 different writers in its 3 original seasons, so every season was a little different. So I think it's obviously it's going to be different. I think the biggest thing that I'm kind of trying to mentally do is it's not season 4. It's going to be a new show. There's new cast members. Its style
6 years
might be a
later.
little different. Yeah, it's years later. So even though I just watched the original, I'm trying to distance myself from my expectations so that I don't end up disappointed when it's inevitably a little different, because I'm sure it will be.
So Fisk for mayor, how are we feeling about it?
That's awesome. I mean, I know that's a recent comics arc called Devil's Reign. I think it was 2021. Every year, Marvel Comics does a big crossover with all of their titles.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2021 where the crossover was Devil's Reign, where Fisk was mayor and all the heroes came together because of his anti-vigilante beliefs.
Yeah, I have no clue what the plot is, and it's coming out in like less than a month. You know, it's just like.
That's true. There's no plot. It's all like action in the trailer,
which is great. I love seeing the row of all the helmets. That was freaking sick. Like the yellow, black, red, and dark, and like black. You know.
Yeah. How does he know which one to put on?
He can smell the paint color.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's so good.
That one is yellow, I think.
Yeah.
Based on the wavelength.
I smell the yellow 5.
Do you guys think this is gonna? Do you guys think this show is gonna do well, like financially and numbers wise, for Disney Plus? I feel like maybe it could be an explosion on Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? Because of how popular of a Netflix show it was. I don't know. Wade, what do you think?
Like I said, it's going to depend on if they stick to the roots, but in a good way, while still doing something new. You know, it's got to be the same kind of expectation to bring back all of those fans from the original.
Yeah.
Show, you know.
Yeah. If this gets good reviews, it's going to bring in a lot of people who haven't been watching stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like this could be Disney Plus's #1, just because, like, what numbers wise, I just with how popular that Netflix show is. I don't know. I'm excited. All right, let's get into some new territory as well. This movie comes out this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it or not, but Captain America: Brave New World. This is starring Sam Wilson, Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Thaddeus Ross himself, played by Harrison Ford. Man, the leader is coming in as a new villain. He was hinted 15 how long ago? 15 years ago in The Incredible Hulk. So insane stuff happening. How do you guys feel about this new movie coming out this weekend? Some reviews are out, which I've listened to a few of them, and they're pretty like neutral, like positive or neutral. There's not a lot of negative ones. There's some negative ones. Are you guys ready for this? Yeah.
I was reading a lot of the reviews that came out today too, and I was happy to see that while there aren't any praising it as like, yeah, this is an awesome movie, there aren't any that are really dragging on it either. They're mostly saying like it's what you think it's gonna be, you know?
Yeah.
I was happy to see that nobody was really just absolutely
obliterating it. Yeah.
Obliterating it. Because if it was a total mess, I was gonna be pretty sad. But I wasn't expecting the world. This movie went through a lot of changes. From what I understand, this was the last movie produced under the Bob Chapek Disney.
Yeah.
So it's a little choppy.
Yeah.
But one of the reviews I read said it less stands on its own, and it feels like it was created to tie up loose ends from different projects. And I don't know. I kind of want that. You know, I kind of like that about the MCU, where hey, if you've seen The Incredible Hulk, you might find a little enjoyment in this story that, you know, somebody who's just sitting down to review a movie might not. So I'm looking forward to it. I am seeing it this weekend with a couple of my wife's friends. So
nice.
I can report back our next pod.
Yeah. I love what they're saying about it, that it's tying up some loose ends. That like finally the MCU is like tying some like there's
instead of introducing something new, they're gonna tie something up. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. With Tiamat the island that we saw in the Eternals, like a giant freaking celestial had emerged from the ocean and nobody's talking about it for like 7 movies.
Yeah.
And finally they're gonna talk about it. So I'm stoked to see Red Hulk. I just think Harrison Ford is such good at casting on that.
Dude, I don't.
What?
I think
seriously,
he's
that's
ancient.
The only thing I care about.
He's so old. I'm just like, it's ridiculous to me.
You know who else was ancient? The guy who played him before, William Hurt. In fact, he's so ancient, he's dead. So
I get that. I don't. Maybe that's how it is in the comics. I think it's dumb that it's some old guy who's going to be Red Hulk.
Okay, less Harrison Ford, more. The only thing I'm excited. I don't care about. I'm sorry, but I don't care about Sam Wilson, Captain America. I prefer Steve Rogers Captain America. It's nothing. I like Falcon the character. I think Anthony Mackie does an excellent job portraying the Falcon. I just prefer Captain, Steve Rogers. So like the Red Hulk adding that kind of gives me a little bit of flavor on my sandwich. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited just to see Red Hulk.
Sam Spencer said in the comments that the leader better play a big part and not just be in it for 10 minutes. And I agree, because the Red Hulk is cool, but he can't carry as a villain. So the leader better have something interesting to do.
I'm worried about that because I want it to be smart. I want like the plot points to be really well thought out, because it's the leader. He's supposed to be like a mega genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a gamma brain.
Is that Giancarlo Esposito?
No.
Who's that? Who is he then?
He's Sidewinder, the head of the Serpent Society. So they're hinting the Serpent Society with him, I guess.
Wasn't there a trailer where he had a bigger role, it felt like, or something?
Well, so that's the crazy thing. Like a few months ago, they did reshoots and they took out the WWE actor and replaced him with Giancarlo Esposito to make it more serious, if I'm correct about that.
It was something like that. They reshot and they took out the Serpent Society, and then they reshot and they put him back in with Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah,
but made it like really grounded and serious. But so I don't, I don't know what that. But it's who's playing leader? I forgot. It's It's not Tim Robbins.
Tim Blake Nelson.
Tim Blake Nelson. That's right. So, hopefully he's good.
And he played him in the Incredible Hulk. He was Mr. Blue, the guy that was working on his blood.
Yeah, like how long ago did that movie come out?
That was 17 years.
Oh my
gosh. That would have been
gosh. 2008. And also Liv Tyler's coming back as Betty Ross. So I wonder what that's going to look like.
What?
So, yes.
Okay.
Which is crazy because you've had 2 recasts since then. You've got Thaddeus Ross and the Hulk. So,
wow.
Mark Ruffalo obviously. So,
Sam Spencer says Red Hulk is going to mop the floor. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, okay. How is Sam going to take him on? I guess his vibranium suit. Everybody's Iron Man at this point. Come on.
How is Sam Captain America, who was a normal dude, going to go up against the Hulk?
Yeah, exactly. I have no clue.
I'll know on Saturday.
It's going to be like a 10-minute fight, and then they'll team up. $5. I don't know. It's like Batman versus Superman.
Dude, no.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
That's what they did too.
Then they become best friends.
They fought and then they teamed up.
Yeah. All right, guys. This gets us to the next one. The Thunderbolts comes out in May. Guys, the trailers for this is close to Fantastic Four Marvel-wise excitement for me, but Thunderbolts, the trailers have been excellent. I think this looks so good.
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah, Wade, go for it.
The trailer made it seem like a comedy.
Well,
I was like, why is it like so goofy? And then the song they used, I was like, oh boy. And then my personal opinion is I'm sick of anti-heroes. So this movie, I'm like, who's supposed to be the hero? I guess they are, but they're supposed to be anti-heroes as well.
If you caught like the poster and everything, it's saying like they're trying to make up for the wrongs they've done. You know what I mean? Like, so they're all like did something bad, like they tried to be heroes or whatever. You know, I think that's kind of the point of the movie, right?
I think that's what Wade is sick of.
You're sick of anti-heroes, yeah.
Pretty much, but I mean, I don't know, because done right, it could be fine. But the trailer just makes it seem like they're trying too hard with the humor and stuff. And
that's the hard part with anti-heroes, like the Venom thing, where he just ends up becoming a hero. That
Venom is like a superhero in his movies.
Yeah, it's like okay. But I'd say the marketing has been really good. I like the trailers.
I think this movie looks really cool. And I see where Wade's saying I think they're playing a lot into Red Guardian because David Harbour is kind of a fan favorite actor. And I think part of it too is
I agree.
His character obviously makes dad jokes and stuff, so I can see that wearing thin. But all in all, it seems like the tone of the movie has a really cool. It seems like it has a cool tone, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I hope it makes us care about these characters because a lot of them I don't care about. Like, they ruined Taskmaster, And
it seems like it's such a home run. They can change Taskmaster. They brought her back.
Yeah.
And it's insane to me. A gender swap is fine, but having the character not talk when Taskmaster's whole thing is being one of the 3 most annoying characters in all of the Marvel universe is crazy. So all they have to do, I'm hoping, Sam Spencer said in the comments that he thinks Taskmaster is going to die early on. Everyone thinks that because she's only in like one scene in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're covering up a secret little story for her, and maybe the Thunderbolts
like
that we know. Yeah, maybe they break off and they're like, because obviously they're working for Valentina, which they've been setting up for a couple of projects now. So what if Taskmaster's actually in the movie, is snarky, is talking, and is on Valentina's side while the Thunderbolts we like kind of break off and do their own thing.
I could kind of see even
that's fingers crossed, but she's probably eating it pretty early on.
Or I can see her, since she doesn't talk, correct? Or does she talk?
As of now, no, she does not talk.
I could see a side plot where, you know how they kind of like cut away and maybe she's doing some sort of side mission to further the plot, so to speak. You know what I mean? But you only like catch up with her every so often. I don't know. Sometimes they do that in movies. I don't know. That's a thought.
No, you're right.
But Sentry is confirmed to be in this movie. He's basically Marvel's version of Superman, but with a twist. He's got schizophrenia. So I don't know how they're going to do this character. He's mega powerful. You could see he was turning with the, I guess he's got the powers
of the
OP.
Void. Even in the comics where everybody's OP, he's OP. So
he's turning people into shadows, like into black dust. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, forget Cap and Red Hulk. I don't know how the people who are on the Thunderbolts in this movie are going to fight practically evil Superman. It's going to be interesting.
Which is weird because he can be good, but he's got this weird force called the Void inside of him that kind of can come out and control him. But when it's not, he's a force for good. So I could see him playing a big role in the future, like Secret Wars and Doomsday, you know? So it's cool that they're building him up here. But yeah, you got a lot of interesting stuff in this movie. I don't know. I don't have really much else to say. There's also an asterisk in the title. So people are thinking possibly they're going to change the title. There's tons of theories and rumors. Yeah.
Thunderbolts and Captain America.
No,
I'm just kidding. That's like what they did, like Captain America and the Winter Soldier or whatever.
I feel like Sam Wilson will be in the post-credit scene. He'll be like, "Come on, we're the new Avengers. Come with me, you flawed heroes." Like Bucky.
You know, one of the things I was hoping to see in the new Captain America was the formation of a new Avengers team. Even if it's post-credits, I kind of just want them to say we need a team. But judging by the fact that Thunderbolts, the whole thing is the Avengers aren't coming, makes me think that won't happen. But there was on one of the international posters, they actually had the asterisk at the bottom say something, and the asterisk said the Avengers are not currently available. So maybe that's a part of it where it's like
the
here's
new
the
Avengers, the new Avengers,
the anti-Avengers.
Well, there is the Dark Avengers, but these aren't really the Dark Avengers because
the West Coast Avengers.
They're not necessarily evil. So, yeah, will Sentry be the villain, or do you think someone else we haven't seen yet? I don't know. I have no clue. I mean, they're really not showing a lot, but like Jacob said, this movie is kind of more not Bob Chapek made, correct? So maybe this will be a better movie.
The new regime. So I'm looking for. I think this was the first one because I think this one got retooled under the new regime, just like Daredevil. Where they started work on it. Like, you know, the movie had been announced. They'd figured out who the cast was, but I think they were able to change some things around before they.
That's great.
So,
and the director did a few episodes of Skeleton Crew. So, yeah, I don't know. Very interesting. But yeah, let's get into this next one. This is probably the most anticipated movie for a lot of people. The trailer is number 5 in the world views-wise on YouTube, and also the trailer is the best DC trailer views-wise of all time. So this is Superman, directed by James Gunn. 2025, coming out. DC is rebooted, boys. How do we feel about it? How did you like the trailers, plural?
I thought the trailer looked awesome. You said DC is rebooted. It brought a little James Gunn baggage. The first new project of the DCU Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
In the first 5 minutes says, here's what happened in the Suicide Squad, which was an old DCU movie. But whatever, there's James Gunn baggage. Let him bring his pet projects over. That's fine. Because I think it looks like he's gonna hit a home run with this one. It looks optimistic. It looks hopeful.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah. So the just when you see what's the dog Crypto?
Yeah.
It's just like that's just so unique. No one's thought of doing that in a movie, and it's gonna be good, I think.
Yeah, I'm getting like Top Gun Maverick vibes with the camera angles and stuff. Like the crazy flying. He said he kind of copied Top Gun a little. Well, not copied, but
that's a smart idea. I mean,
good. Top Gun game recognizes game.
Yeah, exactly. It was like the #1 movie in 2023 for like two.
And it was so hopeful, and it felt very American. I kind of feel that with this movie, like just like the vibes that I'm getting. It's like, yes, you can believe somebody can fly again. Superman, he'll help the person, the little girl, in front of the monster. I really like the themes of it, of like he's struggling. You can tell he's like struggling, he's not smiling a lot, which people were kind of confused about, but that's because he's kind of the only like moral compass person in the room is what it seems like. So I kind of like that they're going with that approach, that the superheroes aren't that great. You've got Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific and, Hawk Girl, who are kind of more brutal and rough, I'm assuming, And so Superman's going to come into the situation. Privatized, yeah. I think that's super fascinating.
My big ask for this movie was that James Gunn would check his oddities at the door. I mean, the dude understands a story arc. He understands a good character. He's a phenomenal writer. But he's got quirks. He has really dark sense of humor and really dark taste sometimes. Not only does it look like he checked it at the door, it looks like he threw it all into Creature Commandos, which is insanely dark. And it looks like he really went for something maybe not light, because it looks like there's actually going to be a lot of weight to it, but something.
I was going to say lighthearted, friendly. It feels friendly, happy.
But there's gravitas there, with the people shouting Superman, and the one scene is very interesting where he's like on the ground, like really sad, and Guy Gardner puts a curtain up with his ring. It's like kind of covering up what's happening. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, what is going on? Like the privatized superhero thing is very fascinating to me. But the visuals look insane. The huge like kaiju monster with the fire breath, that's sick, dude. Like what the heck?
It felt like a comic book splash page, like you turn the page in a comic book and you see a big,
oh my god,
kaiju monster and Superman's got to go fight him. That's awesome.
How about Lex Luthor? How we feeling? New guy, Nicholas Hoult, right?
Nicholas Holt's one of the best actors working right now. Perfect casting.
Whoa!
I hope he's
big statement there.
Oh,
sure.
I hope he's angry. I hope he's the best Lex Luthor of all time. They've got to nail it, because Lex Luthor has never been nailed. I feel like he's never been like done correctly. So maybe Smallville. Smallville. Michael Rosenbaum's really good, obviously, but. Am I missing anything? Lois Lane, you got the whole Daily Planet cast. Metamorpho, lots of interesting cameos. I mean, people are kind of.
I like that it feels like a lived-in world with all these characters already existing, even though they're starting and they're like, hey, there's no Justice League yet. Maybe Superman's pretty new, but there's characters. It's not like Superman is going into a world where nobody has put a mask on yet. Yeah,
I really like that fact that it kind of feels like the Incredibles, where it's like when he's typing in the computer, there's like all these superheroes that have already existed. You know what I mean? Like when he's at the little computer trying to find like all the superheroes who've been killed, or even like The Boys, where the world is already established, and there's already been these superheroes around. It's not like Batman Begins, where it's like, it's only Batman. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, or even Iron Man. Or even Iron Man. Like, you didn't really know about Captain America. He just seemed like a public figure. You didn't know about Captain Marvel. It was only Iron Man. And then slowly, all of a sudden, it's a huge explosion, and you got the Guardians of the Galaxy by the end. You know what I mean? Like the craziest, weirdest characters. So I like that I like what you said. It's all established. Batman's already existed, He's already been working. I like that.
So, wait, is Batman in it?
No, but We saw Batman and Creature Commandos though, so he's already around. Very interesting.
Just a silhouette, right?
Just a silhouette of him.
I haven't watched that far.
Yeah, super cool. So yeah, Superman. I hope they nail it. It needs to be good. The score sounded cool, Wade. So yeah,
definitely.
Fantastic.
But they like couldn't get away from John Williams. You know, Leslie, you still have his theme just slowed down, and you know,
is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
It's hard because
I'm on the fence about it.
Yeah, because it's such a good theme, of course, but it's like, is it overdone? Can you think of a new theme for him?
I loved the Man of Steel theme too, though.
That's true. Yeah.
I love the music in that. So good.
Part of what you're asking, Wade, is it overdone? Maybe, but think about this: is it Superman if he doesn't put on the blue suit with the S? He doesn't curl his hair. You know, I think the music could be a part of it now.
Maybe
that's fair. I think they could do a good mix of having the old theme or themes, and then, maybe something new. So
yeah.
Who's doing the music? Does anyone know?
It's I don't know who it is. Sorry, it's not Michael Giacchino or whatever his name is. You know who it is, Wade? You're Googling it?
I'm Googling it now.
It's the guy who did Guardians 3, I'm assuming.
Interesting. It says it will feature a blend of John Williams' iconic score and original music composed by John Murphy.
Yeah. Interesting. Let's get into this next one. Fantastic Four. We just got the trailer for this, I think, a week or two ago. I loved the trailer, guys. How'd you feel about it? Let's get into it. We got The Thing, played by the Bear cousin. We got Mr. Fantastic. Pedro Pascal. Nice. We've got Joseph Quinn playing the Human Torch. Johnny Storm. We've got Vanessa Kirby playing the Invisible Woman. Sue Storm. We saw Galactus. We saw a lot of their power skills, except for Mr. Fantastic, of course. How'd you guys feel about the trailer?
It looks really cool. I love the uniqueness of their retro futuristic 60s setting. Obviously, I think it's supposed to be an alternate universe. I don't think it's supposed to be the MCU that we know, which is cool. It does make me kind of sad that the Fantastic Four, as we're going to know them probably for a long time, aren't from our universe. But I saw someone propose an idea that maybe they were, and they ended up in this new universe, which would be cool too.
That would be interesting.
And that would give them a reason to try and come back and then rejoin. And because I'm thinking of how awkward it'll be if they join up with what we know and they're lost. You know, do they yearn for home? Do they want to go back? So, anyways, but the fact that it's kind of 60s, there's a shot of the Human Torch flying through the city, and it looks like something. It looks like something out of like a Silver Age comic book.
It does,
because it has that style when they would have drawn it back then.
You see the Fantastic Car, not flying yet, but it's exciting to just see it. You see the Baxter Building. I think the Thing looked awesome. I love how he's super comic accurate. A lot of people hate it. I think it looks super good. I like the big eyebrow. It looks like it's straight out of an Alex Ross comic book. I'm excited. The one player I'm a little bit hesitant and nervous on is Pedro Pascal.
Well, dude, that's my thing, is because I
know he'll do a good job.
I like John Krasinski as him, and I think it's mean to do a tease like that to us and then jump over to Pedro Pascal. I'm like, okay, he's in everything now. He just doesn't have a little child to care for,
that we know of. Are they going
to become
parents in this?
You wish he would shave?
For Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Just to give him a different look, because he looks the same in everything.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I think Joseph Quinn as Human Torch is going to be good. I even like Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. I like the casting. Mm-hmm. They haven't really the casting on all of these movies is the same lady as I remember. She's the casting director. She's not really missed, I feel like, in a lot of cases, maybe Eternals. I don't know,
Well, the cast in Eternals is fine. The problem with that movie was the screenplay.
Yeah.
I mean, because everything else was fine. The acting, the direction. Yeah, her name is Sarah Halley Finn, and
that's right.
Yeah, she's practically casted every major hero and villain in the MCU.
That's insane.
And there's a lot of iconic takes. So
Sam hopes we see the Council of Reeds. I could see that. Everybody's saying that. You have like Ian Groff or whatever, the first Mr. Fantastic. You have Miles Teller. You know, you have John.
I think it might be too early for that, Sam. I know Secret Wars is coming, but
I could see that. Yeah, you got the Maker.
I think he's got to stand on his own first. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we missing anything else? Galactus.
Sporto had an old comment from the
nostalgic theme. James Gunn is trying to appeal to a broader audience. Yeah, I agree with that. I think
that's definitely true. You bring in the
and that comes from the broad audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think Dr. Doom RDJ is appearing post-credit scene? Do we think they're trying to escape back to the MCU to the 616 and they bring him back with them somehow? Because I think RDJ is going to be the Miss Dr. Doom in this random 60s universe. I think that's the only way it makes sense. I feel like, right? I don't know.
I'm still baffled on that. I'm not entirely sold on it. I love Robert Downey Jr. I love Dr. Doom. I don't think Dr. Doom was the right character to pull a stunt with, like with having Robert Downey Jr.
because of how freaking cool he is. He's like the coolest villain in the comics.
And now the character is all about, well, why does he look like Tony Stark? I mean, I can't. If they play it straight, he never takes his mask off, and they never acknowledge that he looks like Tony Stark. Maybe it's going to be awesome because then he can give it his all and play the character.
Right. That's the problem, though. I worry they're going to be like, oh, it's an Iron Man variant.
Yeah, and I just want Dr. Doom to be Dr. Doom, you know? Yeah. So I'm hoping maybe that this is like you said, comes from this universe. Maybe it's a one-off for Secret Wars, and then I mean, hopefully the Fantastic Four is around for a long time. Hopefully the actors are on board. Hopefully they've got stories for them planned out well beyond anything with Secret Wars, and maybe they find a new actor, a new Dr. Doom. I don't know. I'm not sold on that. I'm actually a little worried about it. It feels like a stunt to me.
Yeah. I'm very excited for this movie. We're gonna get Galactus in his real true form. He's not a big cloud as seen in Fantastic Four: The Rise of Silver Surfer. We're getting a female Silver Surfer, which I'm not too happy. I mean, I wish it was the original Silver Surfer, but I get that this is an alternate reality, so maybe they'll do it well. Shala Ball, I think, is the name, right? Not Norin Rad, our boy, Silver Surfer. I'm a big Silver Surfer guy. I don't know if you guys.
I've never cared much about Surfer. So.
All right,
are you a big Fantastic Four guy in general?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've read one Fantastic Four graphic novel. I've read The Secret Wars, all of those, and that's very Fantastic Four heavy, and that made me fall in love with the characters. I was like, dang, Dr. Doom is so cool. He's actually throughout all the Infinity Saga stuff in the comics too, like the Gauntlet and all that. Him and Kang are kind of working together. I don't really know how they're going to tie up the Kang thing. Let's see. Deep Chocolate says, I need the Avengers to bring Tony back.
This is not what I want, Deep Chocolate. No.
Could you imagine? Not. It's like the scene in Justice League with Superman. They bring Superman back and they're like, oh no, he's evil. Justice for Norin. Yeah, Norin Rad. Let's go, baby. Guys, any final thoughts? Fantastic Four coming out same time as Superman. Do you think there's going to be some competition?
No, because everyone's going to go see both.
Yeah.
Well. Let me rephrase. Everyone's going to go see Superman. I don't know if there's certain people who are done with Disney stuff, like AKA Johnny Job.
Yeah, Johnny J, the Italian guru, sausage making skills. Yeah, he's given up on movies. Superman, it had that many views. I think it's the number 5 trailer of all time. All the movies before that are better than it have made $1 billion. So I feel like Superman might make $1 billion. I don't know.
The best thing that I think people are going to go see Superman because of is, you remember the original title was Superman Legacy? Yeah. And they dropped it and they just made Superman. you've got people in there. If it's something subtitled, it's a part of something. It's a sequel. It's it's a twist. You know, if you just say, "Have you seen Superman?" I mean, come on, that was genius. Dropping the legacy.
Yeah.
And I think the reasoning there is I think James Gunn realized what he was putting together. I think he knew it was going to be really good and wanted that broader audience. He wanted that appeal. So he said, "I'm going to give it the right name and name it Superman." So I think you're right. I think it's going to win the summer box office.
All right, so we are done with the superhero movies of the year, I believe. There's no Sony movies this year, which is really sad. Wait, how is there not any? Is there any Sony movies?
That's a good thing,
Sony?
yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Sony movies, but there's no Sony like super villain Marvel.
That's what I'm saying. But how are they going to keep the rights? Don't they have to make one movie a year?
I don't know.
Is that true? Because they did like 3 this year.
If they
right?
did.
In 2024,
I don't think that'd be
Craven,
the case.
Venom 3. They were just pumping them out last year. Get them out. So yeah, there's a few more shows. We got Peacemaker season 2 coming out in August. It takes directly right after Superman. I don't know how they're going to explain away the Justice League appearing in season 1. Literally, like Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller, Flash and Aquaman
standing there in the scene,
standing there in the show. I don't know. It's like,
arguing with Peacemaker. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know how they're gonna explain.
Like I said, the James Gunn baggage is coming. But if that's the price of him to give it his all for the good stuff
that he wants to keep his characters. Yeah.
Also, baggage might not be the right word for Peacemaker, which was an incredibly well done show. And I'm looking forward to season 2.
Yeah, I'm really nothing. I know, Wade, you haven't seen season 1. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, you wouldn't like it, Wade. I hope they kind of just keep doing what they're. I like the monster movie vibe that they're going with it. You know, like the weird monsters. I kind of like that. That James Gunn is into that, like Starro, the weird butterflies, and you see like the kaiju and Superman. You know, I really like that kind of stuff. The big like Godzilla monsters. You know, like Mothra and all that type of stuff. So it's kind of interesting. Wonder Man comes out in December. This is with Yahya Abdul II. He played Black Manta in Aquaman, but now he's switching over to Marvel and doing a Marvel Disney Plus show about Wonder Man. Did you guys see the 2-second clip of this in the Disney Plus trailer for like all the shows coming out?
Dude, I've never even heard of this. I didn't even know anything.
Yeah.
I think that this might be one of those things that's so disconnected that it's a take it or leave it, you know? Like, I don't think you're going to have to watch Wonder Man to understand Secret Wars, which is good. Yeah. I think they should be doing stuff like that. I hope it's good. Wonder Man's funny because he's an actor and a superhero. It seems like what they're doing with the show is he's an actor who gets cast to play a superhero, and then they actually give him the powers, and he's like, okay. They're bringing back Trevor Slattery from Iron Man 3 and Shang-Chi.
Wow.
The fake Mandarin. And so he's going to be like his acting buddy. I don't think it's going to be anything important. It seems like it could be fun. It's hard to judge off of 20 seconds of a C tier character, you know. Wonder Man is lame. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah. Oh man. So that's coming out. It better be good. Disney Plus.
I hope it's good.
They're on the struggle bus.
You know, Disney I don't want a show to be bad. You know, I hope it comes out and people are like, "Hey, this is a nice."
It better surprise us. Yeah. We get Ironheart, the show. When? It's 2025. It was filmed how long ago, Jake?
A friend of mine from school worked on the show. He works for Buena Vista, Disney's production company. He's worked on a couple MCU things, and he worked on Iron Man. He was a production assistant, and they filmed. He told me all about it at a wedding in 2022. They had already filmed.
Dang, dude, that's so sad.
He told me all about the show, everything he could, and he said we have no idea when it's coming out. He said we finished the whole thing. He's like, I'm pretty sure they're done editing at this point. He's like,
it comes out this year. It says 2025. So
well, for his sake, I hope it's well received. He seemed to think it because it was on pause that it might be an interesting once it's put together. But
yeah,
Ironheart is lame.
Their villain is the Hood, so he's interesting from the comics. He's like a mix of technology and magic. So
yeah, that seemed like an interesting choice. And
they killed it when they built up. You put Black Panther in Civil War, and then therefore he's super well received, and then his movie comes out, and the movie is fantastic. But they put Ironheart in Wakanda Forever. But they didn't give me a reason to like her or even like care about her further story. Like everything was handed to her. Like here's the suit. We fixed all your problems. I don't know. She's just like
I thought it was. Genius, though. I thought it was odd how much she was actually in that movie. I was expecting it to be like, oh, and here's Riri Williams. She's studying, like, and it's like a tease, like, now go watch Ironheart. Instead, she was like a main player in the movie, which
yeah.
So I guess I'll need to rewatch it before. I liked that second Black Panther.
I do too. I like that one.
I'd be interested to see how it spins off. But yeah, the Hood is interesting. So
yeah. We got 3 more. Eyes of Wakanda. This is an animated show about the different generations of Wakandan history. So they're showing 4 different Black Panthers throughout history trying to stop some sort of vibranium heist, some sort of Wakandan artifact from being stolen. That's kind of the plot of it. So there's 4 episodes.
Is it animated?
It's animated, yes. So...
Okay. That sounds cool.
I saw like a little clip of it. The animation looks cool because it's only 4 episodes. They can kind of do a better animation style. So I like that, but I think that's a cool idea for a spinoff show. It's like, it's small. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. It fleshes things out a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Show us
I just
why
hope the stories are good,
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Marvel Zombies comes out in December of this year as well. Marvel Zombies. So I think
that was the best part of What If, in my opinion. So
yeah, I think they can play up a really cool story with that. I didn't really like the Marvel Zombies comic. I read that. It was pretty boring. So hopefully they do it better. Yeah. It's just like, because all the superheroes with powers like become zombies, and so therefore they eat everybody on the earth. There's nobody left except for like the Avengers. And then they go to every planet in their whole universe, and they eat everybody on every planet, and then they go into the multiverse. And that's the story. It's just so boring. It's just like, we need to go,
So they don't wipe out the zombies? Like the remaining Avengers?
They do. So I don't want to, I guess I'll spoil it
here. You don't have to explain the whole thing. Yeah.
Basically, Black Panther is like a remaining human on Earth. And his like the Wakandans stayed alive, basically. They're like the only humans left. So through them, they kind of figure out that if you put the zombies in a suit, they become like their old selves and they become immortal because they can talk. They're zombies that can talk. So they like put them in a suit and they deprive them of the hunger, and they don't, and then they go back to being themselves, but they just look like a zombie. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Super lame. So that's coming out, and then Harley Quinn season 4 or whatever, which I've never watched that show, or season 5.
I haven't watched either.
Yeah, so that's it, guys, for the year of superhero movies. Guys, we're going to be answering some live questions. Shoot your questions in right now. But guys, what do you truly, truly want to see this year for movies? This is a new segment. We're going to end it on this. What do you truly, truly want to see with these movies coming out this year? Is there anything super pressing that you want to see happen? I don't know.
Yeah, good
Maybe.
Good pod. It's funny. Halfway through, I'm like, I can show them on the screen. So, I don't even know if we necessarily need to do the end at the end, but if you want to do a question, we got a few people.
Yeah, I truly, truly want to see superhero fatigue end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Funny that we're seeing Blade as Moon Knight before Blade movie. Yeah, what if season 3 sucked? I'm sorry. But like the whole show, they picked the most dumb plots, and then at the end they show you like this is what you could have gotten. It's like sick characters, like really like Hulk as Doctor Strange, like Moon Knight Blade.
I did think that was a little odd. First of all, I'm upset that What If even became a serialized thing. It should have just one off. What if? I mean, there were episodes in season 3 that were not even what ifs. They were just like, here's a brand new character doing a brand new thing. And that's just not. I don't think it was the show for it. And yeah, it did feel a little odd showing at the end all of these awesome concepts that they're not going to flesh out.
The choices they made were so dumb.
It was
the weirdest situations. It was like
I was pretty unhappy with.
They haven't made a million better things.
Okay, so guys, the pod's over. We're gonna just read all the comments. So, cool. Wade, should we do it?
Yeah. Right, I mean, I've been popping them up as they come on though. So
let's see.
I'm just popping them through here.
Keith,
Keith says, where is Blade?
Why
is Blade not coming?
Is Blade? Where is Blade?
It's such a home run. It is a home run. You've got one of the
Mahershala Ali
actor on board. You don't even have to get him. He wants to make a Blade movie. Vampires, fight them, hunt them. I don't know what the problem is. It's ridiculous that they announced it 6 years ago with the actor, and nothing's happened since.
Crazy.
Should be a home run.
Yeah.
Here, Sporto put a take in there. Let's put that up here.
Skeleton Crew Blue.
Whoa.
Jake, did you watch it?
Yeah, I loved Skeleton Crew.
I knew you liked it.
I knew you would too.
I look forward to Skeleton Crew every week. I thought it was so cool, the idea of all the pirate stuff in Star Wars, and the idea that they were pretty much from they're like a Star Wars Atlantis, and spoilers for it, I guess. It turned out to be the Old Republic Mint. That was just a really cool concept to me. Jude Law carried the whole thing on his back. I mean, kid actors are fine. They didn't blow chunks, which was fine, but kids are kids. It's hard to watch kid actors sometimes, but Jude Law carried them all on his shoulders. He's so good.
I thought the plot was good, but I thought the end was anticlimactic. That's just my opinion.
I liked that it all wrapped up neat, and it wasn't a big explosion thing, but it was about him trying to steal the money and them trying to stop him. I also liked the idea that he was a Force wielder, not a Jedi. He stopped when he was young. Post Order 66.
I was hoping he was faking the whole Jedi thing. That would have been more interesting to me. Like he had magnets or something, but
that would have been cool too. But that actually would have been very cool. But I like that he was bad with the lightsaber.
It's funny.
Yeah, but
it was whatever to me. Sometimes I was like, oh, cool, good idea, and then other times I was
but there's 2 Spawn comments in here.
I can pull that up.
One from Sam and Deep Chocolate, which I've never seen Spawn. Sam says it's hard to watch so many shows. Currently watching the 90s Spawn show. Deep Chocolate says I need Spawn in the Invincible War in season 3. See, Spawn is an Image Comics character, so he shows up in the Invincible comics sometimes.
Really?
And it's cool, but they don't have the rights to him, so they're not going to put him in there, Deep Chocolate. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, I've sold the Spawn VHSs a few times. They're, because horror tapes are worth money, so I find them every now and then. But
Spawn. I guess I need to watch the show. I think there's a terrible movie, right? But wait, is there any other comments in here?
Last one.
I'm so done with Star Wars.
Yeah, that's
understandable.
That's my job too. So it's unfortunate, a lot of people have the fatigue because there's been some okay stuff, that kind of turned people off, but
Andor's back.
Yeah, I'm excited for Andor. That'll be
Andor's
great.
back. I forgot about that. Yeah, dang. Deep Chocolate says I need Batman Part 2 now. How do you guys feel about that? We have to wait till 2027.
See, okay, I know I was praising James Gunn a little bit, but actually it kind of worries me because the Batman is so good, and it kind of worries me that it's getting lost in the shuffle a bit over there. I don't know what's going on. I know there's a rumor that they're trying to push it off a bit. on purpose, but maybe it's just because Matt Reeves isn't happy with the script. Either way, I don't like that. I'd hope that Matt Reeves says, "Hey, I have a script that's awesome. I can't wait to make it. Can we get this going?"
I hope
it's a little worrying,
Yeah, they're filming it this year, so hopefully they get the script done. James Gunn said he won't let a movie be filmed until the script is done. So I like that too. Logan says there's only one blade and there's only ever going to be one blade. That's the best line in that movie. Oh, man.
That's funny.
Okay. So
all right, guys. I guess we're good.
Done. Thank you guys to all our comments down there below, guys. We love you guys. And we will be back next week with our Oscar noms, our Oscar. Hopefully, maybe we'll have Elijah or Micah on for that one, or Aaron Clark would be great. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here and just following along. We've been talking about what we truly, truly want. And what we truly, truly want is for you guys to subscribe and like this new channel. Also, check us out on Spotify. If you know, share us with your friends, your family. We love you guys. Wade, any final thoughts before we go?
No final thoughts, except, if you find a rare Barney tape, you sell it,
Jake, any final thoughts?
Yeah, if anyone wants to watch Captain America Brave New World on Saturday at 1:15, let me know. I'll FaceTime you. I'll hold my phone up on the computer.
Nice. Well, guys, we'll see you later. We love you. Make sure to be around and like and subscribe. See ya.